Hi, I'm Mica. I'm from Sydney and I was one of the Horticulture Scholars for Global Footprints 2023. So my first stop was the Lost Gardens of Helligan, which was the perfect place to start. I met Nicola in the morning, who was so lovely and welcoming, and she gave me a tour and I met the rest of the team. I worked in the jungle garden first, which was really cool as there's a little bit more variety there, as the rest of the garden has a bit more of a step back in time feel, which really adds to the charm of the whole garden. You can definitely feel how the team works with nature as you walk around the garden by all the diverse wildlife that's around. I was there for around 3 weeks and was able to work in the productive garden, flower garden, jungle, and the pleasure grounds. I felt really lucky to come to such a special place and was definitely sad to go, but will never forget such an amazing experience. My next stop was the Eden Project, which was super unique. I worked with the rainforest biome, the med biome, and the estates team. I was first in the rainforest biome, which was super cool and reminded me a bit of home. We worked a bit in the pond, and I also got to plant a big Bismarckia palm, which was pretty cool. I then worked in the Mediterranean biome, which was great as we did a bit of integrated pest management. So it was really cool to learn about some of the biological methods that they use for minimising pests in such a unique environment. Once again, I really admire the way that they work with nature and the environment, both in the med biomes and the outer estate, and it's definitely knowledge that I'll take with me through the rest of my work. I then went off to London, where I had the opportunity to work at the Royal Botanic Gardens Kew. This was such a great experience, and I got to work in the Rose Gardens, the Woodland Garden, and in the Glasshouse collections and Temperate collections. It was amazing to be able to see and work with their accessions, and the collections were unreal. After such a great experience in the UK, I was off to France to work at Monet's garden in Giverny. It was really interesting to be able to come and work here as the garden looked a lot different than I expected. It was the smallest garden I worked in while I was away, but maybe one of my favourites. I couldn't believe how much colour there still was at the time I was there. We did a lot of maintenance jobs like deadheading and pond cleaning, which was probably one of the most unique jobs I did while I was away, as I've never done any garden maintenance work from a boat before. We did a lot of seedling trays preparing for their next planting season, which was heaps of fun to get to know all of the gardeners. We also were taken to see a few really cool gardens while we were there, which I just wanted to thank Jan for, who works at Monet's, because we definitely wouldn't have been able to go and visit those without her. I'm extremely grateful for all of the gardeners and the staff that made it possible for me to come and work with them and made it such a great experience. I've learned so much invaluable information from my time away that I can't wait to carry into my career, but my favourite part of my trip was definitely all of the amazing people that I got to meet along the way, which definitely made the experience what it was. I want to say a big thank you to Graham Ross and everybody at Global Footprints for all of their support and for this unbelievable opportunity.